Welcome YouTube. Welcome Instagram. Hey guys, thank you for coming. Thank you for coming. Hello everybody. I always give it a couple of minutes before I get started because I want to make sure that everybody comes in at a nice time and we can all have a great dialogue and talk about things without me repeating myself. Although I will repeat myself because I want to get a lot of input. I like to get input. This show is not just about me, it's about us. Again, thank you all who come, who support, who tag, who post, who tell their friends about it. I love it. Thank you. I'm just gonna wait. I usually wait like about 3 or 4 minutes before I get started, and we're gonna talk today. We're gonna laugh today. We're gonna do all good things. We're gonna have some cocktails. Where's my bell? My bell. There's my bell. Sorry about that, YouTubers. I am messing up on this end. Yes. So again, thank everybody for coming. I'm gonna wait for a few minutes before I come in. I see somebody new here today. I see a couple of new people. I'm happy. Hold tight. We're gonna get started and it's gonna be a great conversation. I'm in another robe again today. I felt cute in the robe last week, so I put on another one. I'm in the house, been in the house for a year and 3 months, with this COVID thing. So I figure, do I have to get dressed? I don't want to get dressed. So here I am again. We're going to wait a few more minutes and then we're going to dive right in. Today's topic is if you could sit down with your 13-year-old self, what would you say? And it kind of hits home because my baby will be 13 in a few days. So this topic kind of hits home. So I'm ready to jump in. But I'm going to wait a few more minutes and then we're going to dive in. And the way it normally works is no one's on time. And I get to diving in and jumping into the conversation and people come in and they share and I have to repeat myself anyway. I don't mind, but that's normally how it works. So we're gonna wait. Let me see what time it is. What is the time? 2 more minutes. I usually wait 2 more minutes and then we're gonna jump in. Again, thank everybody for coming, supporting, and being here with me on Thursday nights at 7 o'clock. It's dope. I'm happy. I love it. And here we are. Let me see if I can share with a few more people so they can come in. Let's share, 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 share. Let's see. Mm. I'm sharing with people right now so they can come and join us and we can get started. All right, guys. I shared. I'm back. Hey guys, welcome. I'm gonna get started. I usually wait to 7:05. We are at that ticket, and tonight I cannot be late. I love y'all. I'm not running over today because Bobby Brown is coming on at 8 o'clock. Welcome to everyone who joins. Again, thank you for the people that are on YouTube. Thank you for the people that are on Instagram. I appreciate and I love y'all for supporting, liking, sharing, all of the above. Okay, so tonight's topic is if you could sit down with your 13-year-old self, what would you say? Again, it is I wouldn't say a sensitive topic. I would say that it is a relatable topic. I've been 13. I raised a 13-year-old. My youngest is about to be 13 on Sunday. So I would say I'm familiar. I would say I'm familiar with that area. Welcome everyone that's stopping in. So um I wrote a few things down that I want to share, and I always have my bullet points and my research and all of that good stuff. So for me, my 13-year-old self, I have, let me see, one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight. I have 8 bullet points that I would say to my 13-year-old self. And oh, I'm looking a little shiny over here. Sorry, y'all. And the number one bullet point that I have is say no. Be okay with saying no. How many times have you said yes when you really didn't want to say yes? In your teenage life, in your 20s, in your 30s, and now that I'm in my 40s, I would say no. Saying no is okay. I find it way more comfortable now that I'm in my 40s to say no, whether it be whether it's saying no to going out with some girlfriends, whether it's saying no to somebody borrowing money, whether it's saying no to a job opportunity, whatever the case may be. My number one to my 13-year-old self was be okay with saying no. And I'm okay with saying no, y'all. Hey, y'all, welcome. Thank you for joining. Appreciate the ones who always join. Love, love, love y'all. Um, So that's my number one. Hey guys, hey YouTube, hey Instagram. That's my number one go-to. I'm gonna go down my list and y'all can share as we go through this. Y'all can share. Take time for yourself. I'll say that to my 13-year-old self. Take time for yourself because you can't get that back. You get so spread thin with all the nonsense and helping and giving and doing that sometimes you don't take time for yourself, and that shit can be draining. And you can't give your 100% self when you give into everybody else. So that's one of my bullet points with sitting down with my 13-year-old self. I'm going to say that it's time for a drink break. For those who join me all the time, y'all know when I ring this bell, we're gonna take a sip. If you don't already have a drink and you new to this, and you new to this Thursday night, you know when that bell go off, it's time for a drink. So get you a cocktail, wine, brown juice, vodka, tequila, whatever it is that you do, get you a drink, and we're gonna have a sip. We're gonna celebrate. I'm seeing some comments go up. I'm gonna get to those. I'm gonna get to those, Fendi. My third thing on after I share this third thing, we going. I want y'all to start to share with me about how y'all feel about what would y'all say to y'all 13-year-old self. My third bullet point was trust your gut. It's been way too many times in my lifetime that I didn't trust my gut. That I gave a person, that I gave um whether it be a friend, a family member, a spouse, and I didn't trust my gut. My gut was saying, oh, hell no, or oh, hell yes. And I went against it. And at the end of the day, when lines were drawn and all of that stuff went up in the air, I could have went with my gut. And your gut never lies to you. So for me to tell my 13-year-old self to trust your gut, whether it's your friends, whether it's your family members, if it's a school situation, if it's a life situation in general, trust your gut. Trusting your gut, you can't go wrong with that. That's your inner thoughts. That's your inner feelings. Fendi is saying value of friendship, putting herself first, education, and value of money. Oh, that's good. I'm glad you said value of money because I had that on my bullet points too. Um, let's see here. I agree. Value friendships because I have a small circle of friends, and valuing your friendship is dope. And also knowing, to me, to add to that value your friendship, also knowing who your friends are and who your friends are not. Putting herself first. Yeah, I said the same thing. I said the same thing, Fendi, with taking time for yourself. Because if you don't take time for yourself, you drained and you can't be your authentic self. Value of money, that's also on my list. Saving money, that was my number 4 bullet point, was saving money. Um, let me see the comments. I'm looking at the comments. Welcome all who just joins. I appreciate you coming. I appreciate you stopping by, liking, all that good stuff. Um, Number 5, well, Finzi already said saving money. That was number 4 on my list. Number 5 on my list was pray on everything. Excuse me. Grew up in a praying house. My grandmother was a praying woman, and I would tell my 13-year-old self, less worry, more pray. You know, worrying ain't going to change the situation, but I'm a stickler, and I believe firmly that if you pray on it, it shall too. You know, it should come together. So that was my number 5 bullet point, was pray on everything. My number 6 bullet point was make more decisions based on facts, not emotion. For those who know me, I speak my mind. I say what's on my heart. I don't bite my tongue. Hello, for those who are just joining. Um, and a lot of times, if I'm upset, if I'm emotionally charged, my answer might not come out, or the things that come out of my mouth are not going to come out the way my heart wants to say them. But I'm charged on emotion. Like if I'm connected to you, if I love you, if I give a shit about you, the things that are going to come out of my mouth are not, like it's coming out of emotion. I need to think about what I'm going to say, and I need to base my reactions and my answers off of facts and not emotion. I'm emotionally charged. So I would have to say that to my 13-year-old self. I'm going to go into the comments, and then I'm going to get back to my bullets. Welcome those who are just joining. I appreciate you coming. Fendi is saying evaluate friendships. Really? Yeah, I agree with that. Evaluating your friendships, because every friend that you have, you may have had a friend for since you were in high school, since you were in middle school, but they may not line up to where you are going now in your life and what you're doing in your life. And that don't mean you can't be their friend. It's just that people grow. Some people grow and some people don't. So yeah, I agree. Welcome those who are just joining. Um, hey, to all of those who come in. I appreciate y'all stopping in, even if it is for a second. Thanks for showing love. I see Short Eve says saving money and good credit. Yeah, I have that on my list as well. Saving money, um, and good credit. I think that goes hand in hand. Um, Something that I didn't teach my oldest, but I'm trying to teach my youngest, that hey, welcome cousin, that saving money and good credit is a good thing. So what I did for my soon to be 13-year-old is I gave her a credit card, which is an idea that I got from one of my friends. Hey Ari, love you, thank you for the idea. I saw you did it with your daughter. I gave her a credit card on my credit, and I told her whatever she wanted to spend. Welcome those who are coming. Whatever she wanted to spend, she's welcome to spend, as long as she can pay it off right away. So if you ain't got the money in your pocket right now to spend it, you're not spending it. Um, Something else I would tell my 13-year-old self would be speak from a loving place. Hey, what's going on, y'all? Love y'all. Thanks for stopping in. Hey, Ronnie. Speak from a loving place. My mouth is ridiculous, and I'm still learning. I'm still growing on that. That is a process that is going to be a process. Well, you know what? I'm not speaking that into existence. I was going to say that's going to be a process that I'm going to be working on for the rest of my life. I want to give it to God. I don't want to always have this foul mouth, but I feel like people like to push you and like to say things, and people like to be out of line, and people don't understand consideration. So speaking from a loving place is sometimes hard for me, because once you draw the line, once there's some disrespect going on, or I feel uncomfortable about something, all filters come off. So I have to speak from a loving place, because this is what you have to, this is what I would tell my 13-year-old self. The energy that you put out there and what you give people, if you're not speaking from a loving place, you know how many times, I'm gonna give you an example because my mouth is lethal. I'll tell some God forgive me, but I'll tell somebody in a minute, jump off of a bridge, slit your wrists. Like certain little things that I say that I thought were cute, I kind of still think they're cute now. I ain't going front, but that I thought was cute, it's kind of not cute. Like you giving that energy, and the only one that's getting upset about it is you. When you blacking and and you doing all this, the person that you giving that to don't give a fuck. Because if they gave a fuck, excuse my mouth, if they gave a fuck, they wouldn't have did it. And if you having that conversation more than twice, more than three times, they really don't give a fuck. So why you slit your wrist, fuck you, motherfucker? They don't give a fuck. They looking at you like you still here though, right? You still around, right? So when I say speak from a loving place, I would that's what the advice I would give my 13-year-old self is that if that person or that situation is bothering you that much that you got to come out of pocket and you got to act a fool, then let it go. So speaking from a loving place is let me see, number 7 on my list. But I'm definitely digging. I'm definitely digging. Yes, Ronnie, it is definitely a process. It is absolutely a process. And I'm working on it. And I'm not going, I would, like I said, I was originally going to say, it's going to be a process I work on for the rest of my life. I'm not giving that any energy. It's going to be a process that I work on and I get right, because not everybody is worthy of your time and your space and your energy. Let's see who we got here. I had some things going up. I'm just reading some comments. Um, Fendi says, I talked to my daughter about business ownership. That's dope. I haven't had that conversation. I've been more on the money and saving money, but I think that's dope because business ownership allows you to have a little bit more freedom than the 9 to 5. Although you have to pour yourself into that way more because that's your business, that's your baby. But I think that's dope, and that's something that I need to talk to my daughter about, which I will, and I totally agree. Um, and that's dope to talk to your 13-year-old self about that. Yeah, I love it. Let me keep going up on a Thursday. Ronnie says, hopefully it works for you. What are we talking about? Hopefully it works for me. Me praying on it instead of talking or speaking in a loving place. Um Millie saying, I tell the boys all the time, be your own boss. Absolutely. And you're a great example of it. So, that goes hand in hand is having people around to be an example for that. All right. Another thing on my bullet point, because we on a time crunch. I love y'all. I love this show. I'm exhausted today, but again, I'm in another robe because I had to give you the robe look because I just didn't feel like getting dressed. But and we on a time crunch because y'all do know that Bobby Brown's coming on at 8 o'clock. I love y'all dearly, but don't try it. um know when to walk away. That is like boom boom boom. I wish I could tell Alexa to play the drop the bomb sound. Let me see what she say if I say it. Hey Alexa, play the drop the bomb sound. She ain't gonna know what that is. She said she'll know that one. Because knowing when to walk away, besides, I would say out of my 8 bullet points, 3 of them, no, 4 of them, and I don't know what order I would put them in. But know when to walk away, save money, pray on everything, say no, and take time for that. It's a lot. But this one right here, that's how Swiss say it. Know when to walk away. We're gonna have a drink. Let's take a drink on this one. We're gonna take a drink on this one. We are definitely going to take a drink on this one. Know when to walk away. And that goes for every aspect in your life. Know when to walk away from a family member because not all family members are good. Some are toxic. Some are won't grow mentally, physically, emotionally. Know when to walk away from your job. When you go to your job every day and you walk through the door and you like, oh my fucking God, I can't even believe I'm here. I got to be here for the next 7.5 hours. And when you walk in your home and you aggravated to even look at your mate because you know the house gonna be dirt, like whatever the case may be, know when to walk away. One person in your casket. One person in your casket. You. The way you shape and mold your life, peace of mind is everything. So know when to walk away. I would think this was a key. Pray on everything. I'm gonna narrow it down to three. It's hard to narrow it down to three on my list because I have eight. I'm gonna go over the eight again. Say no, take time for yourself, trust your gut, save money, pray on everything. Make more decisions based on facts, not emotion. Speak from a loving place and know when to walk away. I'm gonna break it down to three. Know when to walk away, pray on everything, take time for yourself. And that's hard because saying no was another big one for me. I don't like saying no. I like to make people happy and my friends and my family and the people surrounding me. But again, like I said before, saying no recently within the last year and a half has been a fact for me. I've had plans with family members, friends, or whatever, and even this at the last minute, and I don't want to inconvenience anybody. I can be like, no, I just don't feel like it, and don't feel guilty about it. Or, oh, I'm about to come through. No, I'm good. I'm laying down. Or you want to do this? No, I'm not doing that. Well, I thought that no, I'm not doing it. Like, that's a key for me. Hey, TC, welcome. But this knowing when to walk away, it hit different now. It hit real different. Wasted a lot of time on jobs, wasted a lot of time in relationships, wasted a lot of time going back and forth with friends and family members. Wasted a lot of time, period. And I'm blessed about that. I don't regret any of my decisions in my life. But knowing when to walk away, that hit different now in my 40s. Your loyalty, that's beautiful. Peace of mind is everything. So I would tell my 13-year-old self, sis, know when to walk away, trust your gut, get that bread, um, take time for yourself, learn when to say no. If you don't want it, say no. Speak from a loving place. Like I would break it down, but that knowing when to walk away, I'm telling you, it's something about that. It's really something about that. So y'all share with me, because y'all really not. I mean, y'all have shared, but I want y'all to share more. What would you say to your? What advice would you give to your 13-year-old self? I'm gonna go on my list again. Say no. Take time for yourself. Trust your gut. Save money. Pray over everything. Pray on everything. Make better decisions based off facts, not emotion. Speak from a loving place and know when to walk away. Y'all know when I shake this bell, it's time for a sip. Y'all share with me, what do y'all feel like y'all would say if y'all sat down with y'all 13-year-old self? Some advice. Um, CC is say anything that's not going to be important in 5 years don't deserve 5 minutes of mental space. I like that. I love that. Work hard. I like that too. Absolutely work hard. Work hard earlier, chill later. You know what I'm saying? Build the foundation. I get that. I love it. Welcome to the ones who just popped in. I appreciate you stopping by. Hey, hey, hey. Welcome to those who have just stopped in. So for those who just stopped in, if y'all want to share, y'all are welcome to share. The conversation is if you sat down with your 13-year-old self, what would you say during that sit down? What advice would you give yourself? Y'all welcome to share. Again, I'll share mine. I had eight. I had a lot to say to my 13-year-old self because that 13-year-old girl met this young dude at the Sunshine Village basketball courts and fell in love 4 years later, she was pushing out a baby at 17. So I had a lot to say to my 13-year-old self. And the fact that I raised a daughter already who's 26 and my little one is 13. Well, she will be 13 this Sunday. So I shared those who just joined, I shared that I had 8 bullet points, which was say no, take time for yourself, trust your gut, save money, pray on everything, make more make more decisions based on facts, not emotions, speak from a loving place, and know when to walk away. I want to hear how y'all feel about that. For those who are just joined, what would you say if you sat down with your 13-year-old self today? Share with me. Stay as young as you can. Crush your goals before marriage. Hey, I love that. I love that. And you know what? I love that you said that because I tried my best with both of my kids to keep them as young as possible. In the world of social media and twerking and boy crushes and all these songs and all this other stuff. Yes, I would say to myself, but it hits a little different when you have a 13-year-old who's about to be 13. Stay as young as you can, absolutely, because that world out there is a brutal, and staying young and just enjoying your life before the world scoops you up is dope. Crush your goals before marriage. I agree with that because I feel like crushing your goals, living your life, traveling, doing all this stuff, and then you meet this dope individual and y'all get together and they haven't done anything, or you haven't done anything. I feel like it can compromise a lot in your marriage. I've never been married, but what I'm saying is, and when God gives me my husband, I can say I twerked in Miami. I did the things I wanted to do in my career. I have my children. I've had heartbreak. You know what I'm saying? So crushing your goals is definitely dope before marriage, and along with a whole bunch of other things. Um, I agree with that. TC say don't be quick to settle in any situation. I agree with that. I agree with that. Settling is something that a lot of people do, and we could touch base with that because let's just bring it current. Right now, I'm unemployed. Been unemployed since December. Got laid off from Rutgers, collected unemployment, and I've had a lot of job opportunities call me, and I didn't settle. I'm not going back to average. Like this pandemic taught me that I'm not settling for anything. What I want is what I'm going to get. So I agree with that. Telling my 13-year-old self, don't settle in any situation. That's just a work example. But in life, in career, in marriage, in relationships, in your family, in your friends, like, yeah, nah, I definitely agree with that. Brutal. Let me see. I see. 100% agree. I see. Kanique said brutal. I don't know what you're saying, brutal. To talk to me, and 100% agree. I see. Yeah. But I just think that like I said, it hits a little different because I was 13 at one point. I raised a daughter who's now 26, and now my baby's turning 13. So I was going over some topics because I do my research, and I like, I don't just pick topics just to pick topics. I Google, I look, I research, and when it comes to me, it comes to me. And this right here came to me because, like I said, my baby's turning 13 Sunday. I was like, damn, what would I say to my 13-year-old self? Because at the time my grandmother was raising me, living in Sunshine Village, the basketball courts had just opened up. You think you know everything. You're in middle school, you got the boy. I actually just sat down with my daughter and we talked about sex and boys and everything because I want to be the first one to talk to her about that, not her friends. And ain't nothing about that. Welcome to the ones who just joined me. Ain't nothing about that I want the world to talk to her about with me. And I didn't sugarcoat it. I didn't get graphic because I still want her to be a child, but I didn't sugarcoat anything. And I didn't have that conversation with my 13-year-old or my soon to be 13-year-old. Welcome to the ones who just came in. I didn't have that, oh, the birds and the bees. No, well, we gonna talk about sex. And I didn't have that fearful comment, although it was things in there that were fearful, I'm sure to her as I spoke to her about them. But I didn't have that, oh, don't ever, I don't want you to have sex. Don't have sex and all that. I absolutely told her sex is amazing. It's beautiful. It's meant to be beautiful. It's meant for conception. And but you need to be ready because with sex comes responsibility. With sex comes danger. With sex comes stress. We had a real conversation sitting at my dinner table as we ate, and her eyes were welling up. And I told her about disease, and I showed her examples like 13-year-old self. I was looking at myself, knowing that she's about to turn 13, and saying, what didn't my parents say to me? What didn't my grandmother line me up with to understand? I'm not sugarcoating nothing. It ain't no birds and no damn bees. It's these niggas out here. And they want what you have. And in order for you to protect your space, yourself, and who you are, saying no is vital. They all gonna want you to come back to the house after school. They all gonna want to like you until they don't like you. So we sat down and had a real conversation. Like, and I was just telling her, like I said, reflecting on my 13-year-old self. I was just like, yeah, we'll tell you to come back to his house or whatever. And he like, come on, let's do this and feeling and we rub it and we touch it and all that. And you say no and you decide to say no, you ain't gonna be the most popular person in school the next day because he gonna tell your boys you a tease. He gonna tell your boys you this, you that. But you can also laugh in his face because that too shall pass. Because for him, for when you said no to him, it's six other people that listen to him saying that you didn't give it up. That's gonna say, "Oh, I'ma try." So you're gonna be a hot commodity. Be the hot commodity that said no to 10 of them and let the other ones say yes because they all gonna want you regardless. They gonna smear you. Let them smear your name on you saying no versus smearing your name on saying yes and you the easy chick. So I had a graphic conversation. Like it wasn't graphic, but it was real. It was something that I felt like I needed to tell my daughter who's about to turn 13 and a reflection of my 13-year-old self. Wait, I'm going to read some of these comments. Okay. Lily says, let them know that life is not perfect and things happen. Hold your head high and never give up. Amen. I like that. No, life is not perfect. I always tell my kids, I even tell my 12-year-old in there all the time, pray. I know you hear me praying, your mother's a praying woman. Pray on it. I say, even if you don't know what to say, when life get hard and it's challenging and the peer pressure and the bullying and all that, just say, help me, God. If that's the only thing you say, he hear you. Say it. So yes, I agree with that. Talking about brutal this world is. Yeah, absolutely, Clinique. This world is brutal as fuck and it will swallow you up. Excuse my language. It will swallow you up and you don't have a choice but to be in it. So I'm trying to prepare my daughter, talking through me with my 13-year-old self. Let's see. More comments. You are enough just as you are. You don't need to be anyone or anything else but you because there's only one you and your purpose is yours and yours alone. Oh, I like that. I like that, Erica Bree. You are enough. And yeah, I don't think we had that coming up. Although I saw strong women in my family, my grandmother raising and helping everybody, I don't think anybody ever said you are enough. Although it was emphasized in the way they handled their business, their household, their kids, their grandkids, saying you are enough. Like I had like little affirmations me and my daughter used to say prior to the pandemic. We haven't really been saying them, I guess, because we stuck in this house and we trying to figure it out. But I think I want to get back to that. You are enough. I love it. I like that. Absolutely. Let's see. Mika Fresh says, I'm valuable and I'm worthy. Yes. That goes hand in hand with you are enough. I'm valuable and I'm worthy. Yes. Because sometimes we fall short and realizing, you know what? Um, I think it's the weight of the world. the weight of your household, the weight of your responsibility, to not want to disappoint others, to not wanting to disappoint yourself, to feeling like I could have done better. And I don't think that we value ourselves enough in saying, damn, do you know you just pushed out a baby? Do you know this baby is still breathing healthy, and this baby is of sound mind and body? Do you know that you have a roof over your head? You did that. Do you know that you got a car? Do you know you have healthy habits? Do you know you have a family? Do you know you have this? It's like you don't really take time out. I don't think anybody takes time out to value how dope they are, how worthy they are, and to say, damn, good job. I don't think we pat ourselves on the back enough to say good job. So I'm happy about that, and I like that. Valuable, worthy. I'm all about that. I just think that in today's society is so many things that are valued that are not even valuable, that you don't understand that you're knocking this shit out. Excuse my mouth. You are really knocking this thing called life out. You are a great mother. You are a great person. You are a godly person. You take on responsibilities that are not even yours. You take on a lot of stuff that doesn't even have anything to do with you. Like it's just so much that I think is kind of dope that you continue to tell yourself that you're worthy and you're valuable. So I agree. I absolutely agree with that. Um, what else would y'all like to share? I'm reading comments. Ain't nobody saying nothing on my YouTube page. There's crickets over there. Um, but yeah, what is it else that y'all like to share? I thank you all for stopping in, like I always say. Thank you, thank you, thank you. For those who are joining me tonight, that are new, when I shake that bell, we're gonna have a drink. Whatever it is. Whatever you have. Normally I would say consume alcohol, but not everybody consumes alcohol, wine, whatever you got. Smoothie, tea, whatever you got. Take a sip. I like to celebrate in between our conversations and saying, hey, let's take a sip. Let's celebrate life. We here another day. A lot of people didn't wake up this morning. A lot of people didn't wake up yesterday. We woke up. Let's take a sip. Woo! So, yes, for those who have just joined me, or joined in the middle of me saying the things I was saying, for me sitting down with my 13-year-old self, I had 8 bullet points. The 8 bullet points is that water, Mika Fresh? My 8 bullet points were saying no, because I think it's vital to be able to say no, like in a healthy way. Meaning, like, everything don't have to be a yes. Every invitation to an event or a gathering don't have to be a yes. Every favor that somebody asks of you doesn't have to be a yes. Every responsibility that is not your responsibility doesn't have to be a yes. So saying no, for me and my 40-year-old self, telling my 13-year-old self, you don't have to say yes to everything. And you should feel okay with that. Think about how many times somebody told you no. It made it and feel good, but it felt right. It was right for them. So for my 13-year-old self, saying no, being able to say no and be okay with that is fine by me. Telling my 13-year-old self to take time for myself, which I do now, whether it's praying, whether it is blasting the music. I think my neighbors is probably like enough, but I talk to my neighbors all the time and say, listen, if the music is too loud, let me know. I get lost in music. That's my time. Taking time for yourself, trusting your gut. Your gut will never, ever, ever lie to you. It is there. It's intuition. It's whatever you want to call it. It is for you. It is designed for you. If it feels, and I told my daughter that too when I was having this conversation about sex and then life, taking time to listen to that gut. Your gut ain't gonna tell you nothing um that is bad for you. Burning sage, I love that. I was burning. I don't know what my sage is. I'm glad you said that. I hide stuff away from myself. I don't know how I hid that goodness, but I have to go get more. But I used to burn sage Not as often as I should, but it was one of my go-tos. And I don't know, I was cleaning doors. I cannot find my sage. So meditation is beautiful. That's taking time for yourself. I love it. Talking to my 13-year-old self, another bullet point was saving money. If I could have did anything better than I did now, and talking to my 13-year-old self, uh, $1 a day, $20 a month, just something, because it matters. I learned that in my 20s. This I was working for a pharmacy in Ocean Township, and this credit union came in and offered us this deal. And I started putting $25 a paycheck that came directly out of my check that I didn't even see it into a savings account in a credit union. Fast forward, let me see. Fast forward about 9 to 10 years later, um, was put into a situation where I had to stop working, and I really didn't have no income, and was able to live off of that income that I never saw. Like, it was $25, but it went in there for 9, 10 years. I never touched it, and it was there. So saving money was definitely would be a key role to telling my 13-year-old self save money. Another thing I said was pray on everything. Again, like I said earlier, worrying about stuff ain't going to change a damn thing. You go worry till you got high blood pressure and you sick, because worrying and stress will take you out. Instead of worrying about it, because that problem gonna be there, that problem ain't going nowhere. Pray on it. God gonna make it work. It always works when you pray on it. So telling my 13-year-old self to pray on it. And like I tell my daughter now, I'm like, even if you, I'm a praying woman, she hears me pray, we pray together. Even if you don't know what to say, you being peer pressure, you being bullied, you feel like you're in a situation. If you can't come to me, all you got to do if you don't know what to say, and I tell my 12-year-old, soon to be 13, just say, help me, God. Help me, Lord. And it will work out. Um, Another one for me was making more decisions based off facts, not emotion. Um, I don't know if it's my sign. I'm a Scorpio, but I'm emotionally charged. I can be mushy and crying and emotional as all hell for forever, and then I could get real evil and tell you to slit your wrist. And and it's all based on how you treat me. Whatever you give me, I amplify that and I give it to you 20 times more than what you gave me. And I don't want to be that person. I need to have a little bit more self control. So I would tell my 13-year-old self to responses, dealing with people, make better decisions based on facts, not emotion. So another key point for me was speak from a loving place, which goes hand in hand. Because, like I said, if I'm emotionally charged, loving a loving place, I'm speaking from. I want you to feel it. And I've been known, and that's kind of been my thing for years. Is, oh, she speak her mind, and oh, she nasty, and she bitter, and people have said a lot of things about me, but it's not really about me being nasty and bitter. It's about what you give me is what I'm gonna give you, because excuse me, I'm normally a very good to people. Like I'm a people person. So, excuse me, speaking from a loving place is normally where I'm at. And then the last bullet point was know when to walk away, which we spoke on a lot. Knowing when to walk away, and that goes from anything. Family ain't always family. Friends ain't always friends. Foe ain't always foe is always foe. But knowing when to walk away from professional relationships within your career. I mean, praying on it, sometimes taking a leap of faith and saying, I've been at this job for 30 years, but it's not giving me what I need. It's giving me what I need for as financial, and I'm taking care of my family and everything, but this ain't what I need. Like, it's not feeding me anymore. So knowing when to walk away is what I would tell my 13-year-old self. This relationship is not feeding me no more. I'm tapped, I'm drained, I'm unhappy, I'm tired of repeating myself. I'm tired of feeling empty, I'm tired of feeling not valued, I'm tired of talking to you like you're my child. Like, it's time to walk away. So that is one of the big key bullet points on my list, is knowing when to walk away. Whether it be family, whether it be friends, whether it be your career, whether it be your relationship, walk away. way. Pray on it and walk away. Um, and if y'all care to share, we're gonna share and try to wrap this up because y'all do know Bobby Brown is coming on tonight versus Keep Sweat, and I need y'all to be on the right side of the team. So if you ain't BBB, Bobby B Brown, it's a problem. But let's read these comments. Prayers work exactly. The best thing I did was to start a 401k. Absolutely. I have two 401ks. Well, I have a 401k and a 410b. You know what the hell I'm talking about. There's all these different numbers. Yes, saving money, burn, sage, and meditate. I read those. I'm going back up. Very good bullet points. Everyday life situations. Amen. Thank you, Clinique. Am I saying your name right? I hope I am. I always feel like I'm not saying your name right. Beautiful name, but I always say I don't think I'm saying it right. Clinique, right? I hope. Um, let me see. You're a loving, sweet, energetic person. I love you. Oh, I love you too, cousin. I love you too. So, guys, we're gonna wrap this up unless y'all want to share. If y'all don't, I'm getting ready for my man. But I wanted to jump on here and I want to be consistent in the show because people text me and call me and inbox me and ask me to do this show, friends, and say that they get a lot from it. So I appreciate when y'all come. Welcome, Sherry. I appreciate when y'all come. I appreciate y'all feedback. I love y'all feedback. I love this back and forth. And when I tell you, baby, today I had no energy. I took a superpower nap and still don't have no energy. I'm over here drinking, getting my life back together, and trying to get ready for this Bobby Brown and Keep Sweat, honey. So, again, hey, I'm late. What I missed? You missed everything. Well, I'm gonna give you the bullet points real quick and see if you want to share something before we wrap this up. It says, if you could, what the topic was, if you want to sit down, if you sat down with your 13-year-old self, what would you say? My bullet points for the late one, love you, is which I've went over 1,000 times, but I don't mind going over them again because I feel like they're key to me. I would say to my 13-year-old self, say no, take time for yourself, trust your gut, save money, pray on everything, make more decisions based on facts, not emotion, speak from a loving place, and know when to walk away. Would you like to share, Big Country, before we wrap this up? What would you say to your 13-year-old self? Sharing is caring, but we do know, shout out to Versus, finally, that Bobby Brown is on the ballot tonight for Bobby Brown and Keep Sweat. I'm gonna need y'all to tune in. I'm gonna need to see bees going all across the screen for those who love me. BBB if you want to, because it's Bobby B. Brown. I need y'all to just tune in and act a fool. I need y'all to get your prerogative, my prerogative. Don't be cruel. I need all of that. Put yourself first. Yes, I like that. A couple of people said that, and I touched on that when I said take time for yourself. Yes, putting yourself first is very important because we get lost in the shuffle. We get lost with loving people, being loyal to people, and just trying to have a good space and good heart. And sometimes you get lost in that. And you tap out in life and you don't even realize that you're tapped out because you're running on that energy that you always run on, which is give, make people happy. And sometimes you can tap out. So yeah, put yourself first. I absolutely agree. And we were saying pray, meditate. My um putting myself first for me was taking time for myself, which is my prayer, which is me zoning out in my music. Like my music is always blasted and I'm singing to the top of my lungs, can't sing a bit, but it's I'm putting myself first at that moment. Um absolutely. Okay. I'm happy you tuned in, whether you relate or not. I'm always happy, even if I get one person on here. A lot of people came in tonight, they left just to come in and say hello. Is dope for me. I do this not just for me, I do this for everybody because it's an outlet. We've been in this pandemic since 1962. That's how I feel. So I feel like any outlet is good, but I pick topics that I feel like everybody can relate to or we can share and we can just, laugh and get some things off of our chest and talk about it. So I'm happy that y'all stopped by. It's always dope to see people stop by. It's always dope to hear people feedback and find out that most of us are on the same page and dealing with the same issues. So it's super, super dope. um I will be a better parent to my daughter by breaking horrible patterns. Ooh, I like it. I like it. Or as they call it, generational curses. I like it. Um, for me, that hits home because I was a young parent for my first daughter who was 17, and then I had my second when I was 30. So I learned, although I thought I was giving my best, the best of me, but I had a lot of learning and growing to do at 17. So I can relate. My parenting is way different than it was when I was 17 versus when I had my daughter at 30. So I agree with that. Um, and that's a battle that I think all parents faces. Am I being a good parent? Am I giving enough? What could I be doing better? Um, you learn and you grow together, unfortunately. Yeah, that's how that goes. You learn, you grow. It's been plenty of times that I have completely spazzed out. And I am very accountable because I want my daughters to be well-rounded individuals. I have had to go in her room or I call her out here and say, "I'm sorry. I didn't mean to talk to you like that. I didn't mean to yell at you like that. I love you. It's just that you had me upset." So I agree and I get it. Yes, the struggle is very, very real. Um, I agree. The struggle is very, very real. And being a parent is, whew, it's a lot. It is a lot. Well, again, I'm glad y'all joined me tonight. I would pray and hope that y'all would join me again next Thursday at 7 p.m. You can find me here on IG Live, or you can click on my page, my IG page, and click the link. It'll bring you right to my YouTube channel. I love y'all and appreciate y'all for joining me. Every week we will be here at 7 p.m. on a Thursday as the summer nights roll in. I don't know if y'all gonna be there because I'm about to be out in these streets myself. Might have to cancel a couple shows, but I'll keep y'all posted. I'll keep y'all posted. Let's have one more drink and celebrate before we go. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for tuning in. I love y'all. Thank you guys for sharing. Sharing is never easy. And I love y'all. And I will see y'all next Thursday right here. IG Live or YouTube, Kicking It with K. Please make sure y'all tune in to Bobby Brown and Keep Sweat tonight. Stop playing with me. And you better be on the right side. I love y'all. Peace and blessings for the rest of y'all week. Y'all be safe. Thank you. Thank y'all for coming. Love y'all. Good night.
your knees off the ground.
Hold on, what do you mean?
Keep your knees
My knees are off. What do you want me to do?